Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. Xander Skullion here, and today I wanted to talk about Hazelnut Hex, out now on the Nintendo Switch, Windows, and Mac. It was developed and published by Chunderfin, and it's less than $10. Is it worth it? Let's talk about it. In Hazelnut Hex's story, you play as Nat, a witch who is known for her beloved cereal, Hazelnut Hex, but a curse bestows upon the land, and all of her friends are turning evil, and this could only be the work of her rival, Lamona, who has her own cereal called Cauliflower Curse. So you must save your friends, lift the curse, and most importantly, save breakfast. We all know breakfast is one of the most important meals of the day, but this is a video game, so how's the gameplay? At the heart of Hazelnut Hex lies a straightforward rule. You obliterate the oncoming foes while avoiding their projectiles. You achieve this, progress, and fight a boss and claim victory. After all, it is a classic shoot 'em up. However, Hazelnut Hex isn't governed by just randomness. Each level has a certain distinctive pattern with each enemy. While players have the option to restart the event of their demise, it does come at a cost of your score. A delicate balance that really allows even less experienced players to really fully enjoy this game. Every little aspect is an impeccable design. Considered in the aspect of lives, players can commence their journey with a modest of 3 lives or 5 if you choose to increase the difficulty. But losing a life will actually penalize your score. If you get up to 500,000 points, you get an additional life. This was an incentive that genuinely made me value accumulating points, which is a rarity in most games today. While the points can be earned by destroying enemies, this is a really interesting aspect of the game because I feel like it has a dual purpose and functionality. You can either use it as a last resort panic button, or you can actually use some strategy to maximize your score. Hazelnut Hex really strives on its inspiration, but one of the things I love that it draws the most is simplicity. Now, some of the things I really take from Hazelnut Hex is the art style and soundtrack, the aesthetics alone, this pastel art style that harkens back to early 2000s Cartoon Network shows like Dexter's Laboratory, and the humorous, witty banter of dialogue in between, boss fights and stages. I really enjoyed it, and the soundtrack is absolutely amazing. If you guys enjoyed the soundtrack, I'll have a link on the description below to the Bandcamp, and you guys can purchase it. Highly recommend it. Now, one of the things you may have noticed when you're watching some gameplay is how my character was just kind of going through bullets. No, it wasn't glitches. You have a pretty good sized hitbox, and that's something really worth noting because this game definitely has tributes and little nuances of influences from all the old school shooters like R-Type and Life Force, but it's also highly accessible. Matter of fact, Hazelnut Hex would be one of those titles that if someone was curious about the shooter genre, this would be definitely one of my top 5. And speaking of that topic, if this is something you want to dive deeper into like myself, I'm going to be making more content about getting into the shmup genre for beginners, so be sure to not only like this video, subscribe, but hit the bell notification so you're notified on these certain topics. But yeah, I would definitely give Hazelnut Hex a 9 out of 10. The only thing that's keeping this from a perfect score is the game is pretty short. There's only 5 stages, and the fact that you don't really get penalized with the game over and you just have endless continues, you can blow through this game in probably at the most maybe an hour. But what about you guys? Have you played Hazelnut Hex? What do you think about it? Leave a comment below. I love to talk with you guys within the community, and as always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.